Hi there, welcome to your first Access lesson of the year. I'm Mrs. Sanford.
And I'm Mrs. Shastine.
And this lesson is going to walk you through a couple things. We're going to talk about what Access is, how you're going to earn your credit for this class, and then we're also going to encourage you to get involved this year because that's going to make such a huge difference for your freshman year.
All right, so we're going to first talk a little about Access and what Access class is. So in Access, you can get help for all of your different classes. So if you need help with math, you can come in and get help with math. So it's a time for you to meet and work on that.
Yes, so I know many of you are going to also have a study hall, perhaps. And study hall is a great time to get work done as well, but you're not going to have that one-on-one help like you will in Access. So if you are assigned to a study hall and you feel like you might need some more help, feel free to always come up to Access. There's an Access period during every period of the day. So check into your study hall, but then come up to Access and just get some help.
The one thing that's different about Access, though, and why there is a teacher in there to give you help, but you also earn a credit for Access. So
awesome!
Yeah, I know. Isn't that so great? So you'll get credits towards graduation. So you'll probably graduate with a little more credits than some of your other classmates or peers that don't have Access. But because you earn a credit, you are expected to do your work every day, and then also there's going to be lessons like the one you're working on right now each week. And so we'll talk more about the different lessons as we progress through the curriculum or through the videos. But the first lesson you'll have a little quiz, and then some lessons you'll work on a blog or a post. So we'll talk more about that in future videos.
Yeah. So that's a little bit about Access, but we want to encourage you to get involved at Prairie Ridge. There are so many different clubs, sports, activities that you can do, and it's a great way to meet people. It's a great way to feel connected to Prairie Ridge, and if you start as a freshman, it's a lot easier to stay involved through your senior year. So we really want you to start thinking about that pretty quick here.
All right, so one way to look at the different clubs that are available is to go to the Prairie Ridge website. So we're going to go over to that.
So after you watch this video, you're going to want to do this as well.
And if you haven't been to the website, we got a lot of things on here. You can see that there are different quick links for students. So that might be a place that you go. There's the library.
Skyward, that very top link is where you're going to check your grades. Do that often to make sure you're on the right track.
All right, so we're going to click on this for students link.
And these are just a bunch of things that you can do. We wanted you to take a peek at that. But if you scroll to the very top, you'll see activities. And these are the different clubs that are offered at Prairie Ridge. Some of the more popular ones, I'd say, for freshmen and ones that have lots of people involved would be Drama Club. You can see that there's a fall play, there's a musical, and there's a spring play. Pretty quick coming up, you'll see some posters around the school for a drama club meeting. If you're not an actor or an actress, which is totally fine, there's tons of things to do behind the scenes, so that's something to consider.
But then notice on here when you're at the activities page, you can see the club that it is, the type of activity, and then there's also this sponsor. So this person's email is there. This is usually a teacher here at Prairie Ridge, so that will be the person you want to contact. So if you want to get involved, you would just click on this link and send that person an email, which will show email in a future video. But if you're pretty good at that, you can do that right away.
And if you also click on the actual activity, it will take you to a brand new page, and it will explain the club a little bit more to you. Some of them aren't updated very much, but some of them are. So that's one thing we'd like out after you watch this video and think about which club you'd like to get involved in. Those of you that are into sports, there's also a sports tab that you can click on as well.
And so we kind of looked through some of those, but here are just some of the clubs here at Prairie Ridge that are sometimes popular with freshmen, so we wanted to highlight some of those to take a look at.
Astronomy Club.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Mrs. Stan Tesley does that one, and I know that they've met a couple times at night to look at the stars, and they've done they had a little in-school field trip here at Prairie Ridge, so that was neat too.
If you're into taking pictures, Yearbook Club is great because you get to go to all the different events, all the sporting events and clubs, and just take pictures, and they're in the yearbook at the end of the year.
And then freshman class council is something that you can get involved fairly soon because we have homecoming coming up, and that one, they usually do a float during homecoming, and they get involved there.
All right, so this is not updated right now, but if you check daily announcements on a weekly basis, they usually have updates for what clubs are meeting and when they're starting. So that's a great thing to check. That's also on the Prairie Ridge website as well.
All right, so now we're finished with our video, and if you missed something or we talked too fast, you can go back and rewatch it. But if you think you've got everything, then you can go over to the Google Classroom tab and click on the quiz, so it's underneath the assignments for this lesson, and see if you can do well on that.
Good luck. Thanks for watching.
Thanks.
Hi there. Welcome to your first Access lesson for the year. We're so excited. Nope.
Where is it? Where did my thing go?
F10 it says.
Oh, yeah.